Good day, friends. It is me, HLModTech, and if you're looking behind me, that is my tiny jet. It is a sweet, launchable, laser-cut cardboard jet. Friends, if you've got this one in your hands, it's time to start building another one. So let's get cracking. Alright friends, so now it's time for you to come up with better ideas than I had and make your jet even cooler. So let's walk through some requirements for what you have to do before you laser cut other parts. The first step I'm going to mention is never wreck your original. So I'm going to go back here, and then if you have a lot of designs like I do, you're going to have to type jet up here and press enter to search for them, because you can see I have made a lot of different kinds of jets. And I've even made one of these that already looks like an F-15 to me. So then what I want you to do is just click on the gear and duplicate your original project. That way you never lose the cool one that you first created. So the first rule for making these is whatever you design has to be completely flat. It will only cut these straight edges. If you brought out a sphere and you stretched this out like this, that is just going to be a cylinder. It'll be cut like this instead of the sphere's combination of shapes. So whatever you build with, if you've got something floating in the air, it would have just cut this tiny circle right here. The laser will only cut the part that was touching the ground. So hopefully that kind of makes sense to you. You just can't have anything that's floating. See how this almost matches? It's not perfect, but it's just demonstrating the idea. So we've got it pretty much designed with flat shapes. Another characteristic I'd like you to have is I'd still want the rubber band launcher. It helps to have the sloped nose, and then I'd like the wing to be adjustable. Let me show you again how this works. I'm going to move the design down here, and I'm going to make a copy of it. So there's a Control D, and let's stand this up. Remember, if you stay close, it's real easy to rotate 90 and hit drop. And then if I duplicate this wing, and let's bring it over. I made this the exact right size so that when we lift it up, it fits in that hole. And then because of those gaps I had, and I'm going to get this to the exact right height. Watch this trick. If I hit that as the flat spot and then do D to drop, you can see it fits in exactly. And then I'm going to move the wing forward, and it fits right in that gap, but because of these holes, I'm going to slide it over so you can see it, I can move this extra forward, or I can move it extra back so I can find the right center of gravity, and then we were able to tape it on so it stayed at the correct spot. So I think having this characteristic is really smart as you're designing your next jet. A similar idea back here in the back, I'm going to do Control D, and I'm going to just drop it to the right height. Let's bring it close quickly, and then rotate it to 90 degrees. This also has the spot, and I'm going to go past just so you can see how it moves up and locks in place. So by planning ahead like that, it just makes your aircraft more sturdy, which should make it better when you're trying to fly it with our sweet little launchers. So now that you know how it goes together, what are you going to change? Well, what I would do first is I would ungroup my other wing, and I would store this piece and this piece so they can be reused. If you remember, they were fit for our cardboard, that's why we did the 4, and then I like size 20 for each of these. So if you check here, we know that we made this 53. Let's double check this gap right here. I'm going to ungroup this as well, and I'm going to ungroup this as well, and ungroup one more time, and ungroup again. Let's see if we can get down to where we finally got that hole in the middle. How many pieces did I put together? There, we finally got it. So now I'm going to hide all this green stuff so it's out of the way. Getting used to hiding and bringing things back. So you can see here I created the notch by just rotating a rectangle and adding that piece. And then we also created this part. We made it 45 by 4. So really, if we look at my wing, this is probably too tall. It would have been smarter to make this 45. I'm going to just do... And then maybe you want to try something where you just make it wider. These are the adjustments you can learn, you can make. Maybe you want to try a different style of wing where it's just like this. Once again, choose your 45 so that it fits in that hole. Of course, make it 4 thick so it looks like the cardboard. And then also, I like to have the sides rounded. And let's put the work plane back down on the ground so we're building where we would normally build. D to drop. So if you were keeping your entire body the same, all you'd have to do is export another wing. Just make sure that you also have the little holes in it. I'm going to do Shift and Select. Control D. Let's use the arrow keys to move them close. And now that I can see all 3 of those, I can select them, click Align, click the shape, click Middle, and we would already have a different kind of wing shape that we could test. Remember, you don't want to do bevel because it won't work. That would not be successful. It would only do this inside part of the wing. Whatever we build has to be flat on the work surface. Because I just changed that, and I'm just going to click Align and choose Middle. Because I was able to squeeze this other one in here, I'm going to bump this up to 50 just because I think it'll work. Now I may find out I was wrong and have to do another one. If I was ready to test this, friends, this is what it looks like. Group that part and then hit export, and we need to save the SVG. Whenever you make an SVG part, make sure you find the quick access, the STL, and give it a name that's real easy. So this would be Wing Tiny Jet. And you need to have your initials so we know whose is whose. Alrighty friends, so I walked through adjusting a wing. You can adjust all of this. Explore different pieces. The worst you can do is build something and I tell you, I'm sorry, that won't work. You're always making a copy, so you can always go back to your other designs. You can have as many prototypes as you need. And for us to cut these on the laser cutter, it only takes moments. And then boom, you'll be up and testing these in the classroom. Friends, I hope you have a ton of fun exploring design and creating upgrades for this sweet little tiny jet. And I hope you had fun with this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you got a question, comment, or suggestion, add it down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button, and last but not least, hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.